friends? Hello and welcome back. We're here doing yet another state of the market for MLB The Show 24. Things have changed quite a bit. Really our first one since we've seen kind of the aftermath of what Season 2 has brought to us. As you know, you never know what to expect going Season 1, Season 2 with everything going to drop. You know, we said, hey, be careful, don't buy, don't sell too much. You know, be happy selling your players at the end of the deadline there. And, you know, again, when we brought it up then, it's like, hey, look at the live series. Live series are going to be some good buys because nobody's going to have any other options. Pick up some live series entering season before season 1 ended. And we got the stub sale. We got guys like Shohei going for $235 now, through the roof. Congratulations if you invested in some of these live series players before they went up, because there was some pretty profits here. Some of them more than others. You know, Jordan was a 60K player, if I am mistaken. Yeah, 60K back up to 120 once Season 2 came about. And understandably so, because Jordan Alvarez, to this day, probably the best pure hitter in Season 2 that's usable. I mean, besides Babe Ruth, of course. But as far as that's concerned, I mean, there ain't too many guys that can match up with that. But now, as we started to question things, we're a month in. We're starting to see some more Season 2 players. Are we a month in, or has it been a month? It's been a little bit. We're starting to see more and more Season 2 players come about. We're starting to see more and more options come about. And I think there is a very good chance we're closing in, again, because of that stub sale, we're closing in on the peak for live series players. If not in the next week and the week after that, I think, again, you know, we get close to the flash sale again. We get potential, a flash sale. We might get a guaranteed live series, something that drops some prices back down. And not only that, we start to see, again, all these 93s. So something's going to flash sale that's going to drop prices down. And people, you know, whether it be the live series or some of these 93s, these tops now players who will also become usable. Because, I mean, you got guys like Randy Arozarena, who right now, obviously, filthy card. But you can come across some guys like that that'll be usable in Season 2 when the price goes down. Right now, we're seeing a price through the roof for these guys because, of course, everybody's out there selling their Season 1 players that can sell them. And there's any stubs I can possibly get to put together a 9-man team with good players because all we have is core players. That's kind of what we're seeing right now with the overpriced, the overpayment of some of these Season 2 players. So I'd be careful when it comes to anybody not in a collection, you know, like the code name players. I'd be a little careful with those, you know, like the George Springers of the world. Obviously, people are always going to collect them and they're out in packs forever. But I'm still a little leery because it's just not a good card. When we start to see more and more cards, I'd be concerned about his price not holding steady, being out all this as short as it is. But that's kind of what we're seeing right now in the Season 2 cards. A lot of players' prices inflated because people have to play that game. Meanwhile, Season 1 continues to be, you know, good investments. People still completing the Season 1 collections. I wouldn't want to spend this 40 or 50K on some of these players. Again, people are going to always play co-op, always going to go down that realm. But, you know, we're starting to see some of the cheaper guys slowly trickle up. If you was buying, you know, Cade Horton was one of those that was in one of the events, right? 6K, 5K. Those guys continue to, what I think, be some solid investments, because as long as Season 1's a collection and it's not going anywhere, there's always going to be people looking to complete that collection. And the thing with Season 1 now, with it being out the door, there's a very good chance they can still do it too with the flash. There's a very good chance we don't see them thrown back in packs much. Maybe once in a while, like I said, flash sale situation. If a flash sale situation comes up, that's a beautiful time to scoop up some of these guys, 5, 7, 8K, because at the end of the day, what people are going to do to complete these collections, they're going to go right after the cheapest players possible. It doesn't matter what the overall is. Doesn't matter. Nothing. And that's why you're going to see also, you know, even some of these gold players. I think we sat on a few of them. I mean, that was a long investment. But even some of these gold players, they was in packs for a long time. You know, they're no longer in packs like the Jackie Bradley Jr. and stuff because new season. Anybody. Jackie Bradley Jr. can be a 5K player because he's still the cheapest option. Same can be said about all of these gold players. They seem pricey, you know, it's like a 17.5, 19. No. As long as people are completing the collections, they'd much rather pay, again, 12K than, you know, 9K or 8K or 7K for a diamond. So that's always going to be there. I really like the low gold players as a continued trickle up investment. Anything under 2K, really, because, you know, once you get above 2K, you start to fight with some of them low tier diamonds. But I like anything under 2K as players that can continue to slowly trickle up more and more. I mean, we've seen them there, you know, 3K, 35 there. You know, you can flip them right now quickly for, again, a K profit. So I love buying the gold players right now from Season 1. I think that's a good investment. We'll talk again. No, we'll go back to season 2. What we're seeing in season 2. We'll see how long this lasts. You know, we talk about it all the time. Incognito. I mean, we'll look at the Incognito. I don't like him. I'm afraid. Don't be honest. I'm afraid. Don't play scared, I guess. Playing scared. I think this is a prime example of a series that could completely get wrecked by a flash sale. And potentially go back up, but I feel like because it's such a big event, you know, it's got flash sale written all over it. And then that's where I look and say, look at these prices, and I would definitely not hold any of them going into a Friday ever. And potentially come back and pick some of them up if you do please, though, when that sale ends. Because, you know, there is still guys like Trey Turner, pretty solid card, something to come back and look into. Who is the other one? I mean, if you're looking for power, Ryan Howard still has that as well. Let's go for power. Not really. I would probably avoid that. But a lot of players are reasonably, understandably so overpriced, but it concerns me because at any moment, we can see them do exactly what they did to the ACOM players, exactly what they did to the spring breakout players, because it's such a big event with a lot of players, where they put them in a conquest or they put them in a season, and that's all it takes to demolish their prices. So I am very skeptical of the Incognito series, because there's so much to not know about it, you know, because I don't worry about Takashi cards. They're not going to come out with a Takashi card, you know, or there's one and there's a special event that guarantees everybody one. There's only one. So, you know, it's guys like that. You know, in the history now, we know that the tops now are typically safe. The season awards are typically safe because they're in programs. They typically do not put those in conquest. So even if they do drop, they typically bounce back. So, you know, we continue to look at tops now as a great investments, especially the cheaper ones. You know, I got like 8 Garcias right now. The Blades we bought last week, still got those laying around. I would like to say we paid $12K-ish for them or so. So I continue to love that with the tops now, guys. Let's see what we got to look for. Blade. Oh, we ain't bought that many. Yeah, there's Garcia. This is 621. Okay, we didn't play the game much. I don't think I got to scroll back that far. Yeah, we bought the Norbies. That was $12K. Blade was $12K, you know, doubling a stub just like that. Week later. So still love those guys. I'm honestly, I'm getting greedy right now, because typically I say a week later I take my stubs and run. I'm getting greedy right now because I'm looking at the first round of tops now players, 41K, and thinking, hey, they might have a little bit more room to run. If they get 30, 35K, you know, they're gone. They're out the door. We'll ship them out the door. But, you know, continuing to love buying players like that while they're in packs. Who else is in packs that ain't? I'm trying to think. The Incognito series really scares me. I could be way off base here, but I just have a feeling. And you're always going to have that feeling in your head because they rug pulled us before with the spring breakout players. I remember I had a lot of those landing on bang, Conquest. See you later, price is gone. But because of how many they release, it really makes me feel like they're going to do something like that. So I continue to look at, again, season rewards players a lot better, where it's like, hey, they're in packs for the week, go ahead and buy them. When they're out of packs, sell them on up. I continue to like that. Live series, again, sketchy on. But nonetheless, that kind of wraps things up about how we're feeling regarding everything market related, what we're looking at. Of course, there's a lot more going on, a lot of things to look at. If you have questions, sure, go ahead. We'll look into it if you ask us about it. But for us, you know, we try to keep it simple. Focus on 3 or 4 things. You don't have to worry about everything. Invest in some players at a live series. Again, it's a good time also, not to get distracted. It's a good time to invest in some of these live series, guys. We just did a roster update predictions video, and people aren't paying as much attention as they once did, because everybody just kind of goes for quick sell anymore. But we're using it to our advantage. You know, we talked about Corbin Burns, as long as he doesn't get lit up. I mean, he's got low 2 ERA right now. He's a 3K quick sell. I mean, that's a guy gets a +2, and his quick sells, what is it, 45? You know, a quick 1,500 stubs there. You buy as many as you want. You know, starting to look at stuff like that as well. Nonetheless, that's going to wrap things up for this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate you liking, subscribing. You never have to. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.